The process from development to mass production in sand casting is a non-trivial workflow. It starts with product design, goes through various checks, and proceeds to gating design. In the case of product design, designing time may be required depending on whether there is a material level or processing level. In the case of machining drawings, there is a disadvantage in terms of working time due to absence of draft angle and machining allowances. In order to minimize working time, it can be said that it is the right choice to design products based on material drawings including all necessary information when designing products. However, in many cases, shrinkage is not generally applied to material drawings, so care must be taken in this area. After product design, determine whether to use a core according to the shape of the product and design the core. Determining producible batches of product within a flask size for maximum profit. We proceed with the design of the riser considering the thick part of the product and the location of the ingate, and start product production. During the work from basic design to product production, if the designer can check the soundness of the design and design within a short time, various attempts to produce higher quality products will be possible. AnyDESIGN Sand is a knowledge-based concept design software that aims to be easily usable by anyone, even if users do not have expertise in modeling and lack of knowledge in sand casting. AnyDESIGN Sand, a knowledge-based design program specialized in sand casting process, considers the increase in efficiency of collaboration between designers and casting engineers through fast and diverse concept design, as well as the benefits of the company using the cost analysis function. AnyDESIGN Sand can be divided into three major categories. Let's start designing with AnyDESIGN Sand from now on. First, to create a new project for design, click New Project to set the melt material, molding machine, and mold material. The flask size is set automatically to the selected molding machine, and the size can be reset in mold settings. In the case of automatic molding machine, the available sprue position is designated to the machine, but in AnyDESIGN Sand, the user can select the sprue position arbitrarily. Design target sets the recovery rate, filling time, and sprue, runner, gate ratio that the designer aims for. The filling time can be confirmed by the internal formula by entering the approximate weight including the product and gating design. To measure the exact weight, it is possible to calculate the weight automatically by entering the material information. In the case of gating ratio, it is possible to check the recommended ratio value, and depending on the design to be designed, pressurized or non-pressurized design is judged. Product and core can be imported by clicking the product icon, and core icon. The modeling format supports parasolid and step formats. Product and core modeling import must be selected separately. For convenience when moving between products and cores, select both products and cores and select the link that appears when left-clicking the mouse. Linked modeling is moved to the same coordinates when moving, improving the convenience of design. On the right side of the screen, user can easily check simple information such as weight and volume of the imported modeling. Screen manipulation is possible in plus or minus, Y, and Z axes using the default viewpoint, and about 45 degrees angle viewpoints are set for all axes for convenience during design. Screen view operation can be operated more easily through the buttons from number 1 to 6 on the keyboard. The importance of viewpoint during design is quite high, and easy viewpoint operation can increase design efficiency to a higher level. User viewpoint maximizes design convenience by saving your own view with the viewpoint save function set by the user. There is no limit on the number of user viewpoint settings, and copying to other project is possible. The material assignment is carried out using Material Assign. It can be selected casting, mold, core and chill material from the database. It is possible to check and select the material spec used in each country, and to check the properties of each material, providing information beyond a simple design program. The properties of the assigned material are used in multiple calculations. Calculate important information that designers must check at a glance during design, such as accurate weight information of products, cores and molds, and casting yield calculations. During gating design, users do not need to set material for each product, and recently used materials are automatically saved, enabling quicker material settings. As shown on the screen, the material selected by the user is saved in the library function and displayed in the form of a tree, making it easy to check and set. If the automatically set flask size is different from the size used when selecting molding machine, it can be changed using mold option. In the mold option, user can enter the length, width, and height of the flask, and set the height difference between cope and drag. As shown on the screen, after setting the overall height of the mold, set the drag height to determine the final height of the cope and drag. Mold wall thickness setting allows the designer to know in advance that runners, risers, etc. embed beyond the boundary during design by entering the target mold wall thickness for the stability of the mold on site. As for matters to be considered during layout, the location of the sprue and the hot riser design are given top priority in the selection process. Positioning of products can be easily arranged using the grid or circular pattern using the multi-copy function. In the case of grid pattern, user can set the number of products to be placed on each axis, the interval between products, the center of gravity when placing, and rotation. After setting the layout, reset such as movement and angle adjustment for each product and core is also possible. For circular pattern, user can set the number of products to be placed, the radius of the circle to be placed, the center point and product rotation angle during placement. Utilizing the multi-copy function, it is very easy to place products in the exact location when executing the layout. AnyDESIGN has the concept of work plane to proceed with modeling. The work plane is a concept that converts to 3D after drawing in 2D as if drawing on a work plane, feeling like a canvas on which user can draw. To set the parting line, use the parting line function and select the parting line with the mouse. Alternatively, user can choose to set the automatic parting line for all areas equal to the work plane. In general, work plane and parting line are set on the same line. Before selecting the location of the riser, use the thickness map to determine the position of the residual liquid phase during solidification and select the approximate location. After the location of the riser is selected, check if the runner design is possible with the hot riser design. The riser and riser neck settings can be changed by the directly inputting values or adjusted using the mouse. Riser, riser neck, and all other modeling related elements can be easily designed by anyone because basic shape information can be used. In the case of the riser neck, the parting line set in the riser and product is connected. And user can choose whether to position them in the direction of the mold's cope or drag, or in all direction of the cope or drag. The health check function can be checked in real time during riser design, and it is okay to execute and modify after all designs are completed. Height of product and riser. Compensation for liquid contraction. Solidification, shrinkage and feeding. Modulus of product, riser and neck. After selecting the position of the sprue, it is divided into 3 positions: pouring basin, sprue, and sprue base, and the size can be adjusted. User can adjust the size by entering the number. Simple operation using the mouse is also possible. In the case of the sprue base, circular or rectangular can be selected when implementing the shape of the base. And using the mold option, user can select position on the cope side, position on the drag side, or both the cope and drag position. Pouring basin is automatically located at the top of the mold according to the set mold size. Runner design is possible by using the workplane feature to align the design with the parting line. The shape of the runner is realized using the path line, and the connection with each runner uses the joint and branch functions to automatically process the round and fillet work, which is difficult to work with in general CAD. The greatest advantage of AnyDESIGN design lies here. Connection and rounding work, which can only be done by workers with high proficiency, can be done in a short time by anyone with a rough design concept. In the case of a filter that is widely used in sand casting, it can be easily implemented through a very simple setting. After adjusting the size of the filter, the designer can set it at the desired location, such as the upper part of sprue, the base of the sprue, or the section between the runner connected to the sprue. Gas vent installation is created by setting the diameter of the vent and the draft of the vent shape. Since general vents are exposed to the outside of the mold and are intended for gas emission, the extend to mold function is used to automatically adjust the height to the top of the mold. Casting info located at the bottom right of the main screen. A window is information that conveys to the designer in real time the details calculated during design. User can check the cross-sectional area of runners and gates very easily by using the section tracking function. Choke area is always displayed on the screen and can be on and off. Health check is one of the most important items in AnyDESIGN sand. The check items for the riser that can minimize shrinkage defects are main items, and it is implemented to enable setting of coefficients for accuracy when calculating filling time, feeding efficiency, and modulus of product. Looking at the health check. Casting yield. Estimated filling time. Mold wall thickness to check the stability of the mold thickness. Height of product and riser, comparing the height of product and riser. Judging whether to compensate for liquid shrinkage, called compensation for liquid contraction. Solidification shrinkage and feeding, which checks the shrinkage rate between the riser and the product. Check modulus between product, riser, and riser neck, etc. It consists of check items to minimize shrinkage defects. AnyDESIGN sand includes a resizing function that adjusts the size of the riser and runner according to user point. The riser auto resizing item consists of the feeding ratio, which adjusts the riser shrinkage rate value against the product shrinkage rate, and the modulus ratio, which adjusts the modulus value of the riser compared to the product. It consists of a window to enter how many calculations will be performed during calculation. Designers can selectively use among the calculated values of invalid items. Runner auto resizing is a function that changes the shape information of the runner, including the ingate. It is a function that redesigns the sprue, runner, and gate ratio and target filling time to fit the set value. After gating design is completed, user can determine profit or loss when producing the product by entering the selling price at the time of product production and the cost of each item required for production. User can select various currency units such as Korean won, United States dollar, European euro, Japanese yen, Chinese yuan, and British pound. For design target, enter the selling price and defect rate per product. Process capability inputs the average defect, recovery rate, and working time at the production site. In average cost, enter the overall cost required for production, such as material, labor, manufacturing, and general expense. After entering items, user can check the amount of profit or loss per product, per day, per month, per year in the profit or loss section. The cost analysis feature gives designers the opportunity to think higher by providing financial information beyond design. If user want to modify the completed design in General CAD, user can export it as a parasolid or step file that is the same as the format used for import, and user can also use the STL format. When immediate connection from AnyDESIGN to casting analysis is required, execute simulation located in the Analysis tab is used. And when any casting is installed on the same PC, the corresponding function is linked with AnyPro to perform automatic modeling import. AnyDESIGN Sand is specialized in the sand casting process and is easily accessible to anyone. AnyDESIGN Sand enables real-time confirmation of necessary information during design. AnyDESIGN Sand can drastically reduce the time required for sample design work required for product production. Knowledge-based concept gating design, AnyDESIGN Sand that you have never experienced before.